So you're thinking of hosting a virtual conference. It's no lie, there are a ton of moving parts and you need to be very organized. You need to plan the event well in advance of the event day itself and make sure that you have all the right tools set up and ready to go so that the event runs smoothly. Hey, I'm Jo Smith. And over the years, I have run multiple events and conferences, both online and in person. So in today's Marvelous Tips, I'm going to give you an overview of hosting a virtual conference, plus I'm going to show you how you can easily do this on Marvelous. In this video, I'm going to share tips around planning, development, delivery, and the event day itself. Before we get started, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on so that you're kept up to date with all our latest videos. Rightio, first up is planning. The biggest part about hosting a virtual conference is all the planning that's involved. With good planning and testing that all the parts work, then your conference should run like clockwork. The first thing you're going to want to do is choose a date for your conference. When you do this, keep in mind that you need at least 3 weeks to promote the event. Once you've chosen your conference date, then that week you need to completely clear your calendar. You do not want anything else to be on that week because you want to be fully focused on this conference. Then you need to think about how many days you want to have the conference for. Do you want it to be a half day, a full day, multiple days? Are you going to offer a bonus session? If this is your first conference, then I suggest doing no more than a day. Then when you've chosen how many days you're going to do, you want to think about the sessions and how long each session will be. A rule of thumb is that you do not want to go over an hour, and that includes Q&A time. And then finally, if you have a team, you want to work out who's doing what on the day. If you don't have a team, then maybe speak to some friends or a family member who would be happy to help you out on the day of your event. Okay, let's take a look at development. The development phase is all about getting all the things done that you've been planning. So this includes your emails, the emails to promote your event, plus the emails for those who register for your event. You also want to create all the graphics you require, so for your social media and for your landing page. And talking about landing page, that's the next thing you want to do. You want to set up your landing page where people can purchase their tickets. And this is where Marvelous comes in. In Marvelous, you can create a product for your virtual conference, you can take ticket sales, you can set up your events, and you can also host the replays on the platform as well. We've used Marvelous multiple times for our own virtual conferences, so I'm going to show you how you can do that right now. Okay, so we want to create a new product. To do that, we go to Add Product, and for a virtual conference, the product type we want to choose is Course. Once you're in here, you want to put in all the product details. So the product name would be the name of your conference. So I'm going to choose Luscious Life Virtual Conference. Once you've got your virtual conference name in there, you then upload a cover photo and a thumbnail photo. You'll want to include a description of your virtual conference, plus reduce the number of days the new tag appears on the product to 1. I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of the details on this page. Okay, so I've put all my details in. I now want to create a place for my replays to go, and to do that, I go into Lessons. I add a new lesson, and then this lesson actually becomes day 1. So each lesson is a day of the conference. I can put in a description about the day 1, and then where it says add your inspirational content here, that is where I'm going to upload any of the replays from the sessions of day 1. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the additional days for my conference. Next up is pricing your ticket. So for a virtual conference, you would choose fixed price product. And for this particular event, I'm going to use $19. If you had a higher ticketed conference, then you could add a payment plan if you wish. Next, I want to choose the product schedule. Because it's a fixed start and end date for the virtual conference, mine's a 2-day conference, so I am going to select that the first day is on the 17th of February and the second is on the 18th of February. Once I've done that, then I want to say when day 1 and day 2 will be available. So I'm going to choose after a specified date and select the 17th of February. And then for day 2, I'm going to do the same thing, but select the 18th of February. This is purely for the replays and also access to any other information that you've put on each day. And finally, we're going to go into summary. This is where you can publish your product, so your virtual conference, so that tickets can be purchased. To do that, you would select Show in Shop. On this page, you can also limit your enrollment. So I'm going to limit the enrollment to 100. The next bit is about displaying product stats. Initially, you do not need to have this on. However, you might find it useful once you've uploaded the replays into your product. Then depending whether or not you've got ConvertKit or MailChimp connected, this is where you would choose your tag or audience specific for those who have purchased a ticket for your conference. And then finally, comments enabled. This is purely optional. It just means that when you put the replays into this product, people can comment on them. At the top of this page, you will find 2 URLs. One is the product URL, which is this one here, and the other one is the purchase URL. So the product URL will take the person to the product page, where the purchase URL will take them straight to the checkout. Okay, everything's done. So let's preview the page. So this is the basic version of what your virtual conference page could look like. You've got a number of options. I kept it very streamlined, but you can see here that when you go into lessons, it's currently locked because it's not open yet, but this is where the replays will show. So the content from day 1 will show in this section once the section's unlocked. Now let's look at setting up a session. So we're in the Marvelous dashboard, and to create sessions for your virtual conference, you simply head up to Calendar and then click Add Event. You input all the session details. So you put in the event name. You then choose event type. Typically for a virtual conference, you would choose broadcasting event. So your students can see you, or the attendees can see you, but you can't see them. However, if you want to see the attendees, then you can always set it up as a collaborative group event. For the purpose of this tutorial, I am going to set this event as a broadcasting event. You then choose the date of your first session, the time, and then set the duration of the session. Then search for the virtual conference product that you created. Choose your instructor. You can put in a description of the session. If you want, you can actually upload a specific cover photo for this session. And if you have any attachments, you can upload those as well. Finally, you have a couple of options at the bottom here. With registration, you can actually set that registration is required so that you know how many people are going to join each session. Email notifications are automatically sent to attendees 1 hour before and half an hour before the session time. This also includes a link to the session event page. So that's everything you need to do. Now let's click Save. You will need to repeat this step for each session that you wish to create. So let's take a look and see what this all looks like for a student. Okay, so we're back at the landing page for the conference. You'll see that I now have replays and sessions. So in Marvelous, you can actually customize the labeling throughout your site. So I've changed lessons to replays and calendar to sessions. So when someone is navigating around your virtual conference product, they will be able to go into the session section and see all the sessions for the virtual conference. However, they won't be able to access anything unless they've purchased a ticket. One of the ways in which they can purchase a ticket is by clicking the Buy Ticket in the top right-hand corner. This will take them through to the checkout page. Another way in which they can purchase a ticket is if they do click into the sessions, they are taken to the session event page and they're greeted with Get Access to Session. When they click this, They are then also taken through to the checkout page. Once they've purchased their ticket and visit one of the session event pages, there will be a faded out Join the Live Stream button. This button will only become activated when the session is live. So once you've set everything up, you're going to start looking at the promotion side of your event planning. As I said earlier, you want to give yourself at least 3 weeks prior to the event to start promoting. This is so that you can get people engaged and excited about what is coming up and how great your virtual event is going to be. You want to think about different channels in which you can promote your event. You can promote it to your email list, your organic social media, even your community groups if you have some, and of course, if you want to, you can do paid ads via social media as well. So it is the event day, you have tested everything, and you are ready to go. All you need to do is log into your Marvelous account and hit start session. Let's take a look at how simple that is right now. When you're in your calendar, find the session that you want to start, click on it, and it brings up this modal. And then you have the option to start Zoom webinar if you've got Zoom integrated, or broadcast via browser. When you click Start Zoom Webinar, it'll open up the Zoom application and you will be broadcasting live. As you know from the student side, all they need to do is click Join Zoom Session and it will open up the Zoom application for them also. If you click Broadcast via browser, that will open up a new window within the Marvelous app. Once you're done, you come back to this modal and click Stop Session. And then you will want to add the replay to your product. So to do that, you head into Products, find your virtual conference, and go to Edit Product. You head straight to Lessons, go to the day in which you want to add the content, click Add Content, and then find the replay or the recording of that session. Click Save, and then it will load that replay into the lesson. So you ran your virtual conference and it went brilliantly. The last thing that you need to do is a post-event debrief. Typically, you would do this about a week after the event, and prior to that, you want to send out a survey to all your attendees to get feedback, plus also use the opportunity to get a testimonial so that you can use it for future events. Once you've got all this information, get together with your team and discuss what worked, what didn't, what you'd do next time, what you wouldn't do next time. If you didn't have a team, but you got a family member or a friend to help you out in the day, it's worth discussing it with them also because it's great to get another perspective. It's been an absolute pleasure to share these marvelous tips with you today on hosting a virtual conference. If you found today's video useful, be sure to give that like button some love and make sure that you subscribe to our channel, turning notifications on so that you're kept up to date with all our latest videos. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.